Hello. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. If punters are throwing passes every week in the NFL, then maybe quarterback is the most overrated position in all sports. Perna. Important question for you. Which non-quarterback had the best pass of the week? Odell Beckham Jr., Tarik Cohen, or Sam Cook? Let me know after you see all of their passes in this recap. It's the week 13 insulting all of the football games recap video of the century here on That's Good Sports. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button. Also, this episode is sponsored by SeatGeek. Use my promo code ThatsGood and SeatGeek's gonna get you $20 off of your first ticket order. There's a link in the description to take you to SeatGeek. If you don't know by now, SeatGeek collects tickets from all over the internet, puts them in one convenient location for you, ranks the ticket prices, and rates them with a green or red rating. Green lets you know you're getting a good deal on your ticket prices. Red means that seller is trying to rip you off. You can use SeatGeek to get tickets to any event, not just sporting events, but with playoffs coming up, you might want to try and get playoff tickets through SeatGeek. And you can always preview your seat before you buy it so you know exactly what you're going to be looking at. Again, the promo code is ThatsGood. It will save you $20 off your first order. Link in the description. Use my code to save yourself some money. That's all I'm trying to do, help you out. Colts versus Jags. The Jags win 6-0. Did this game even happen? I'm not convinced it actually happened. Maybe that's because Red Zone didn't have any highlights to actually show of this game. Even the highlight reel is mostly incomplete passes. This game was so boring, you probably didn't even realize that I was showing you highlights from last year's Jags-Colts game. It's so boring, I went to the Colts Twitter to find something interesting. And if a politician ever made a video like this for an election, they would get my vote.
Oh man, that's cold! I'm a maniac on the field, and I'm playing like I never played before.
Republican, Democrat, Liberty Mutual, I would vote for them. That's not true. I didn't even take the time to vote for Colts linebacker Darius Leonard after this. But who doesn't love a good Tommy Boy reference? Panthers lose again. Buccaneers beat them 24-17. The Panthers have now lost 4 in a row and have gone from 6-2 to 6-6. Cam Newton threw 3 picks in this game, all to Bucs safety Andrew Adams, which feels like a better name for a president than a safety. Does Andrew Adams have a Pro Bowl video for me to not vote on? Now, I don't want to sound like a tank commander or anything, but do you really want to keep winning if you're Tampa Bay and get another year of Jameis Winston and Dirk Koetter? They lost on purpose to get Winston. They might as well lose on purpose to get rid of him. The Falcons continue to lose as well, this time to the Ravens 26-16. The Ravens won their 3rd game in a row, playing the dangerous QB trio of Lamar Jackson, Robert Griffin III, and Sam Cook. Sam Cook is the punter slash QB who completed this pass on a fake punt early in the game. John Harbaugh still has a big decision looming for his team this week. Keep Jackson, who's won 3 games in a row, but with unspectacular numbers, or go back to the best franchise quarterback in team history. I realize that's not really saying a lot, like saying hepatitis A is the best hepatitis, but Flacco did win a Super Bowl, and hepatitis C has a lot of strong qualities as well. The Texans beat down the Browns 29-13. Now quarterback Baker Mayfield threw 3 interceptions in the first half of this game, including an impressive pick 6 to Zach Cunningham. Impressive for Zach, embarrassing for Baker. They say NFL quarterbacks need to have a short memory. Mayfield may have the shortest because almost exactly 1 minute later, he forgot how to read the defense again and tossed another pick. Houston had a 23-0 lead going into halftime, which makes me believe in karma. Mayfield was too cocky, too proud all week, taking jabs at his former coach. which resulted in the worst game of his professional career. Texans running back Lamar Miller has rushed for over 100 yards in 4 of the last 6 games. Unfortunately for Houston right now, the Patriots have the tiebreaker for the playoffs because of their win week 1 against Houston. If the Steelers can defeat New England in 2 weeks, and the Texans win out, they can get a first-round bye. And the Texans might actually be the most balanced AFC playoff team now. It's close with New England, but Houston is only giving up 19.6 points per game, 3rd best in the league, and averaging a little over 25 points per game. Also, I'm pretty sure there's not a corner in the NFL who can actually cover DeAndre Hopkins. Bears lose 30-27. Chase Daniel's second pass of the game was a pick 6. That's what you call the hepatitis A, B, and C of quarterbacking. Now, Odell Beckham Jr. was the only quarterback in this game to not throw an interception. Sure, Sterling Shepard was wide open, but Beckham flung this thing without even setting his feet or turning his body, assuming a normal throwing position. He just chucks it with his feet set like he's doing a free throw. That's a fucking athlete right there. The Bears should be credited with the most wasted comeback in NFL history. In less than 2 minutes, they kicked a field goal, recovered an onside kick, which is the only one to occur this season for a fucking kicking team, and then scored the game-tying touchdown on the last play of the game with some trickery and a touchdown pass from running back Tarik Cohen. All that work so they could lose in overtime. That's a bigger waste of time than a reporter asking Belichick questions during a press conference. The Bears had a chance to drive down the field and either tie or win in overtime, and you know what they did? They fumbled on 3 separate occasions. And that's not even how they lost, because they recovered all of those fumbles. They lost when Janoris Jenkins knocked down Chase Daniel's 4th down pass. I guess though, when I picked the Giants to win, I knew what the hell I was doing. And that's all because of Steve Weatherford's patriotic body. Last time I show that. Possibly. Dolphins get a win over the Bills 21-17. I do think the Bills were robbed of a safety in this game. I have no clue how you think Ryan Tannehill got out of the end zone here, but second guessing the 2018 NFL referees is turning into a full-time job. Between that and this taunting penalty the refs called, I'd say the Bills got the no lube officiating fuck of the week. Looking for KY Jelly to sponsor that award. An award no team ever wants. Football games should not be decided by plays like this. A great football play erased because the rules are softer than the ligaments in Ryan Tannehill's body? It's bullshit, Buffalo. Josh Allen, with the strongest arm in the league, somehow doesn't get enough on this Hail Mary pass to connect with a wide open player in the end zone. You rarely see that happen. I guess we all can't be Odell Beckham Jr.'s though. After the game, Jerry Hughes had an altercation with the referees and accused one of them of calling him a bitch on the field. I'll catch you, guaranteed. After seeing that, I want to make one thing very, very clear. Jerry, I have never, nor will I ever call you a bitch. The Rams beat the Lions 30-16. Los Angeles went on to become the first team in the NFL to clinch their division. Not a huge surprise this week. And neither is Todd Gurley having the go-ahead touchdown and not scoring. Most men waste several hours, hell, days trying to score. Todd Gurley, the refined gentleman that he is, wastes as much time as possible to avoid scoring. I really wish I was as evolved as Todd Gurley. Just score the touchdowns, Todd! Cardinals, Packers in the Mike McCarthy firing game. 2 things really helped the Cardinals win this amazing game. Well, 3 if you count Mike McCarthy. First, an amazing clutch play by Larry Fitzgerald on a 3rd and 23 to convert a first down. There are only a few receivers who can make that catch in a moment like that, none of which are on Aaron Rodgers' team. That catch led to the Cardinals' game-winning 44-yard field goal kick to take the lead, and then to the Packers' Mason Crosby missing a game-tying 49-yard field goal. There are certain things you cannot do as a head coach, and losing at home to the Cardinals is one of them. The other is having IBS. Seriously, have you ever seen a head coach take a bathroom break before or after halftime? It's why I was never able to become a head coach in the National Football League. Oh, those irritable bowels have cost me so much. I don't really know how you fire a coach when you have 360,000 owners, but I assume it's announced by green smoke and Morse code floating out of the chimney at Lambeau Field. 3 short, 2 long, 3 short, 1 long equals McCarthy's fired. Or does it mean send more IBS medication? I always get those two mixed up. Chiefs beat the Raiders 40-33. The Kansas City Chiefs gave up more points to the Raiders than any other team this season with 33, which should automatically go down as a tie rather than a win. Patrick Mahomes threw 4 more touchdown passes, which again should probably only count for 2 because of the Raiders factor. This is where John Gruden should have had the foresight to know that the players he met during Gruden's QB camp would probably end up playing against him one day. If Gruden was smart, he would have ruined guys like Patrick Mahomes' mechanics, taught him the wrong plays, had them mimic Jamarcus Russell game film, or poured ketchup all over their mac and cheese. Well, that last one actually backfired, and that's the only interesting thing that I can think of that happened to the Chiefs this weekend. The Titans eke out a victory 26-22 to the Jets. Tennessee trailed New York by 3 points with less than a minute in the game. And after watching Ryan Suckup warm up on the sideline, Titans fans everywhere were praying this game did not come down to a game-tying field goal kick. Wide receiver Corey Davis saved Ryan Suckup from embarrassing himself by scoring the game-winning touchdown. The Titans at 6-6 are now in a 4-way tie with the Dolphins, Broncos, and Colts as teams who would miss the playoffs if they started today. Vikings, Patriots win 24-10. Tom Brady played his entire career like a terrified child. And it's fitting he crossed the 1,000-yard career rushing mark by sliding for a first down. This record's so precious to Tom, he even went forward on the kneel down to end the game so he wouldn't drop back under 1,000 yards. I also told you that Bill Belichick was in love with Adam Thielen, but Adam Thielen is playing very hard to get. Is that a lover's quarrel? Sorry, Bill, I guess you can't have everything you want, can ya? Tom Brady found the altercation pretty funny, which I finally agree with, and I can sympathize with Brady. Brady's like, it is funny. Now you assholes know what I've been dealing with for the last 19 years. Living with this man is hell. When Tom Brady does retire, and I can reflect upon his career and see he was a prisoner in his own home, then maybe I'll give him the credit he deserves. Until then, I hope Belichick makes every day hell. The blowout of the week, Seahawks beat the 49ers 43-16. Speaking of coaches not getting fired, Pete Carroll passed Mike Holmgren for most regular season wins as the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks, which is honestly a record I thought Pete Carroll broke 2 years ago. And the Sunday night matchup, the Chargers beat the Steelers 33-30. The game began with news that Philip Rivers and his wife Tiffany are officially expecting their 9th child, which we have never mentioned Rivers' children's on this show before. If you've got more than 5, you say children's. Finite resources, overpopulation, college tuition. 5 words Philip Rivers never learned in the public school system. Despite the fact that I think having 9 children in today's world is extremely irresponsible, I find myself rooting for Philip Rivers. He's morphed from a mortal AFC West enemy to the biggest NFL underdog QB, and he's playing very good football. Philip Rivers is playing so well that even his in-zone interceptions turn into Keenan Allen touchdowns. I'm not sure which screwed the Steelers more, that touchdown or this touchdown that occurred when the Chargers got away with the clear false start. I'm pretty sure an official got fired for missing this exact penalty in a Chargers game earlier this season. But Los Angeles wins after 3 offside penalties in a row were called on the Steelers, which gave the Chargers 3 field goal attempts to win the game. Now, irrational Steelers fans are saying the offsides penalties were intentional. Like that somehow makes it better? That would be the dumbest coaching decision in NFL history. Their first offsides cost them the game because the field goal was no good. The second was blocked, which didn't count, and the third was declined. Each time the penalty happens, the kick moves closer, and the offensive team has all the leverage in that situation. How the fuck is getting a penalty over and over again get you a win, Steelers fans? But I guess when Steelers fans are butting each other in the head, your judgment is going to be a little cloudy. And those were all the games that happened Sunday. There's a lot of them now since there aren't any more bye weeks, so I apologize if I didn't spend enough time on your team's win or loss. But as always, thanks for watching this episode of That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, at Brandon Perna if you want to follow me there. And we do a podcast every week. It's on iTunes, Podbean, the That's Good Sports podcast. We talk NFL, we talk the Broncos. Will Keys and I, at Will Keys6, who helps me write these